show was made possible with the support of the BC.Game affiliates, crypto casino and slot games. Easier going down than it is coming up. I promise you that. I use the same technique for my bathroom visits. Hello, my friends. Here we are again, staring into the face of another week's worth of gambling news. Those of you who have been keeping up with this program for any length of time know that I've been fairly critical of the UK Gambling Commission. But in my defense, they won't stop saying stupid shit. What am I supposed to do? Now the commission has targeted the Department of Health for allegedly fabricating statistics on gambling self-harm. I've found it quite humorous over the past several months that the UKGC has been forced to defend their actions on multiple fronts in regard to these stupid affordability checks. But now the commission is actually going on the offensive. What does that tell you? They attacked operators and the media a couple of months ago for misusing gambling statistics. Remember that? They attacked the Racing Post a couple of weeks ago when they exposed the dangers of those affordability checks. Remember that? And now they're attacking the Department of Health. As adults, we've seen this before. We understand that one of the weakest and most pathetic tactics to use in a fight is to simply discredit your opponents, especially when the facts are not in your favor and you need to distract people from the truth. But even more interesting is what the UKGC said as part of their attack on the health department. Listen to this. A spokesperson for the commission stated that the role of the commission was to regulate licensed gambling operators. That's it. That's all. Nothing more. But what he added surprised me. He said that it was their role to regulate licensed gambling operators, but that role did not extend their authority into things like gambling research. So why are they commenting on statistics? My question is this. Why do you have a problem extending your authority into gambling research, especially if you're commenting on it and correcting other people? I mean, you certainly do not have a problem extending your authority into people's personal private bank accounts. You don't have a problem extending your authority into the speed of gameplay or how much people can bet per spin. You even extended your fat ass authority into how people use their own credit cards, all under the bullshit premise of protecting 0.5% of the population. Yep. And, might I add, at the expense of 99.5% of the rest of us. So, you don't want to extend your authority into research. Fine. Bank accounts, speed of play, credit card use, statistical information, all that's fine. But research, commenting on research, that's where they draw the line. Welcome back. You know, sometimes when a business or an organization or even a private individual feels challenged or threatened, the politically correct thing to do in this modern world is to change the conversation by changing the terminology being used to something that appears to be less offensive, but in reality usually means exactly the same thing. It's a form of marketing. I ought to know. I studied marketing. It's designed to alter our perceptions. A very crude example occurred several years ago at a popular fast food chain when they stopped calling their drinks small, medium, and large. They didn't like the name small, or apparently medium. So they began calling their drinks regular, large, and supersized. Exactly the same cups, exactly the same amount of liquid in each cup. The only thing that changed, in fact, was what they called them, and hopefully how you thought about them. Perhaps then, that's why a few weeks ago, the UK Gambling Commission started calling affordability checks by the more benign name financial risk consultations. Same bullshit, shiny new package. Now the UKGC has fined Mr. Q nearly £700,000, but they're calling it a regulatory settlement. Shut the hell up. That's like calling a turd an aroma-enhanced Tootsie Roll. Look, the commission found stuff. Anti-money laundering and terrorism responsibility failures. They issued a fine. Just call it a damn fine. Why do you have to spin it? To make yourself look any less evil? I don't know. They must think we're absolute idiots. But we're not. In reality, it's the people who think we're idiots that are the idiots, because we see exactly what they're doing. So, the show is over. I have nothing more to say, but that sounds harsh, so I'm going to use a page from the UKGC and say that this show has now disseminated an adequate amount of weekly information, and should the benevolent force above that oversees everything feel that it is in our best interest, I shall come back next week and disseminate this information again. Yeah.
No!
Whew. Going down's a lot. I made it from the door to here before I cocked it up. Yeah, that's 2.5, 3 feet. I'm a professional.